Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your Nintendo dive with Nintendo friends. It's been a double direct. 1 week a direct, another week a Switch 2 direct. We finally have all that we need to know to make informed decisions about our Nintendo Switch 2 purchase. So we're gonna talk about it. That's this whole episode. It's just gonna be direct stuff. No pal topic, no questions, nothing. We are just talking direct. Let's do it, Micah.
Oh no. I know it's supposed to come next.
Yeah. Greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andros, and I'm one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals podcast, the show that's all about Nintendo and friendship. And I'm joined, speaking of friendship, by my best friend. It's Mighty Man himself, Micah.
Yup.
And Micah, I gotta ask, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Great to
My
hear.
wallet, not doing so good.
Not yet.
Yeah, my wallet is very afraid about the upcoming months.
Yeah, our wallets have received terminal illness news. This is what we've learned. This is what we've learned recently here. So, help us out here by checking out the Patreon, Nintendo Pals, patreon.com/Nintendo Pals, where for as little as $1, you could support the show and our dying wallets in wake of the Nintendo Switch 2 coming in June. It's right around the corner. Happy birthday to Micah.
Right.
It comes the day after your birthday, right? So
yeah.
If I want to get you a gift.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy idea, you know.
It really is. I mean, and we are friends. But are we
500 that good of friends?
I mean, I think I'd spend $500 to save your life, but I don't think this is quite that.
It's close though. I was thinking like the Sahara movie. I think some guy says we're friends, but we're not that friendly. Something like that.
But I don't know. I just kind of want to talk about things. How do you want to do this? You want to go announcement by announcement? Do we want to start with the last week's direct?
Start with the boring news first, save the good stuff for last, or start out strong?
I don't know. I kind of want to go in chronological order here.
That's probably how we should do it.
Otherwise, like I think things. Let's do it the way Nintendo intended. All right, last week's news, and then this week's news. All right. So for those that are just tuning in, Nintendo had 2 directs in the span of a week. They were 6 days apart, weren't they? This came out
the 27th and the 2nd. Was that
March?
Like 6 days?
Yeah, so? March 27th, and then the other one, we are recording this the day it came out, April 2nd. And probably to make sure it wasn't an April Fool's joke. That's why they put it a day later.
Yeah. So people would know.
Dude, wouldn't that have been funny, though? It was the real direct, but on April Fool's Day, and no one believed it.
Yeah. That would have been pretty good. But there'd have to be some pretty unbelievable things happening to make it.
I mean, there are some pretty unbelievable
really work
things.
Out.
There's pretty unbelievable things. Some good, some bad.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. I want to apologize to everybody in advance as well. I'm getting over a cold. I've had a cold for a week or so, and my throat, my voice, my cough, not fun. So if I sound a little raspy, if I sound a little deeper, if I sound a little bit like the Home Depot commercial.
Soft hands, brother.
You got some soft hands, brother. You got soft hands. Your wallet's got soft hands for the Switch 2. I apologize. I apologize in advance. Advanced? I just pulled a Game Boy Advance mispronunciation on the word advance. I apologize in advance. Oh my gosh. That's not the sickness's fault. I'm just bad at English. Let's get started here. So, in the direct that we had on March 27th was focused entirely on Switch 1 news, not or the Nintendo Switch Entertainment System, or Switch Classic, as some might say. So no Switch 2 news in there. However, some of these things I think did get news, follow-up news in the following direct. So maybe we could talk about that when we get to those points.
Yeah.
So let's talk about first announcement here is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, which is announced for 2025. Chronologically, these two games happen after 3, so Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake being released before this makes sense. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Great looking games. And this looked like it had some interesting new-ish stuff to it that wasn't in either of the base games, but I don't know enough to tell you
what anything is different.
Exactly.
Because I feel like they mentioned something new, right? We're real big Dragon Quest fans, you can tell.
Yeah. So that's what we got for that. We can alternate on news here. You can take the next news item.
Yeah. Next, they showed No Sleep for Kaname Date, I believe is how that's pronounced, from the Somnium Files. And it says they pronounced it but I feel like is it not AI stuff happening here?
Yeah, I don't know. This game
I was so confused.
This game looked like a trip, though, man. You're like, you do have an AI companion that's like programmed into your eyeball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and you're helping a pop star who is stranded. You have to help her escape. Maybe in space.
Yeah, that's what this says, and it shows a little bit. But I mean, there's
because it could. Yeah, I think the plot twist is that she's actually like underground or something. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on
in the ocean, mayhaps.
That looked like a fun title. It piqued my curiosity, but probably not one I'm going to be picking up.
Yeah.
And not because the game is bad, but because prices are about to get
bad.
Yeah. I have to be picky and choosy with my games now, I think. I have bought Switch titles with reckless abandon. Some might say. Many first party titles, so and third party and digital. So Nintendo's telling me it's time to quit that addiction and that I just need to focus on the ones that are really important, I guess.
It's for our own well-being, I
feel. Next up we got Ray.
Yeah, good luck. I have no idea.
How do you pronounce it?
Probably say at the beginning
the mystery of the Soulless Army, and this is a sequel to, or is this a remake? Experience the story of Radio.
I think it's a remake.
Senua 14, Apprentice Detective and Devil Summoner. Okay, so yeah. It looks not my cup of tea personally, so we can jump past that one unless you want to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like people will enjoy it. People who aren't me. But yeah, speaking of not me, they then showed off Shadow Labyrinth.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's what do you call it? A Pac-Man reboot? Like what?
It's not. It's a
A
game
Pac-Man
based.
reimagining?
It's a
Like
game based off of the secret level short,
yeah.
which was
Or is
like
the
a
secret level
weird,
short based off of
freaky
the game?
horror. Yeah, a freaky horror version of Pac-Man. This
Eat
game
or
looks
be
sick.
eaten.
This game looks really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks good. It's just I feel like you can't think of it as a Pac-Man game though. Like it's such a
it's just like
weird that they use the
it's like a
Pac-Man motif for this.
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania with some Pac-Man nods in it. Like that's
Yeah.
really what it is. So I think I probably will snag this one. It really gave me Metroid Dread vibes. Um, so I thought maybe you would be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely picking this one up for.
I think I'd definitely enjoy it, but I got to be extra picky.
You're right. What we got next?
Yes, what do we have next?
Is it me?
It is.
Patapon 1 and 2. Replay. Man, So Patapon 1 and 2 is like a rhythm-based fighting game. And I've never heard of this before, but I mean, this is 2 of them, so I'm assuming that this is like a remake of an existing title, like a bundle together. It
Yeah.
looks really
Or can
fun.
you
It's
imagine if
cool.
someone made a game and they waited to release it until the second one was also ready?
That would actually be awesome. Deltarune's kind of doing that, but not
Oh
really.
yeah, true. With 3 and 4.
Um, so yeah, Patapon 1 and 2 looks really good. I don't have much else to say about it. Man, I don't. Is our commentary real boring on these? Just need to get to the ones that we like.
We're always skipping like a
Yeah, that was cool.
oh, that's all right, I guess. But you know what's really cool? Story of Seasons,
The
Grand
Grand
Bazaar.
Bazaar. It looks fine. It looks aight. The
It's
cows
like
have
the cows are
gargantuan heads.
old school Harvest Moon.
Yeah,
Like absolutely, they
those
look
are
the same.
some big-headed cows, like bigger than the rest of their body. They're more hippopotamus-like in their build than cow-like, and that's okay. And that's all we have.
They're
That's
secretly jacked underneath their skin layer.
yeah. That's all we have to say on that one. Now let's talk about some of the good stuff
The
here.
good stuff.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which we didn't get a release date for.
Yeah, 2025.
Very bizarre to not get a release date for that.
Bizarre, you say?
Bizarre, almost like Story of Seasons.
Grandly bizarre, mayhaps.
What did we get in this, Micah? What stuck out to you for the Metroid Prime 4 trailer?
Well, they showed off Samus's new psychic abilities, which they
Right.
did not go very in depth at all.
No, they
opening
kind
a
of just
door,
showed her like open a door a little bit, like
then kind of control a bullet, but also everything was moving in slow motion while controlling that shot. Or I guess maybe you're just perceiving time really fast. It's more accurate. Or you're perceiving time slow. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, which I mean seemed kind of odd for a kind of a more futuristic-y technology-based kind of game and whatnot. But I do think it opens up lots of interesting possibilities for the abilities. So excited to see
Graphically
what they do with it.
looks really good. Samus has a new suit that they showed off, which is cool. Very purple.
Oh yeah, right at the end. Oh, yeah, at the beginning, yeah, it has like purple accents with the more basic suit. And then right at the end, they show off the nice red.
Yeah.
Looks real smooth.
Yeah.
Not very jagged.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, the trailer really didn't do a ton for me. It didn't like sell me on like, oh, I was already gonna get it, you know? I think it
Yeah.
just showed a little bit more. It wasn't much more substance wise. We learned that she's on like an ancient planet. She like somehow gets transported there, and the local animal races are not happy that she's there. Animal races,
They're
animal creatures.
abhorrent creatures, I think is what they call them.
Yeah. So basically gets teleported to planet, and everything's trying to kill her, so she kills everything. So
Yeah, classic Samus. I mean, you know, if you've played any of the games, you get it.
yeah. Um and we did learn in today's Switch 2 presentation that this was going to be a dual release.
Yes. Or there at least be a Switch 2 enhancement thing. I'm not. I mean, it would be weird for them to like sell a game that comes out after the Switch 2 comes out as only a Switch game that you then have to get the enhanced for like then pay for the enhanced version or something. But who knows what's happening?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to find the announcement. It is not in the list of things. There's so many announcements in today's direct. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm trying to find where it showed that, because it seemed like it was going to be some sort of dual.
Yeah, as they say, a Switch 2 edition, which makes it sound like it will also have like you could just buy the Switch 2 one.
Yeah.
Who knows? It'll be you can play at 4K, 60 frames a second, or just standard HD at 120 frames.
Oh, for Metroid specifically.
Yeah, for Metroid.
Okay.
Although if you're playing in handheld, it's like a HD and then 720 for those respective frames.
Yeah.
Still 120 is pretty fast.
And yeah, it really is. We'll talk about that when we get to the Switch 2 stuff. But the second direct also didn't have a release date for the game either.
Oh, so those turds.
Yeah. Which
hoping.
Feels so weird. It feels so weird that there's not. That's still 2025. How can you not give a more specific date for that when you could give the release date of the Zelda movie coming in like 2027?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
For real though. Not even the month. I think they have the exact day of the Zelda movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What it is straight malarkey.
That's so true. Speaking of straight malarkey, villains are malarkous. Malarkey-esque? Malarkey-esque?
Malarkous sounds good.
Malarkous. And Disney villains in modern clothes at a cafe. Well, that sounds pretty malarkey to me. In Villains Cursed Cafe that you can play right now. It actually is already launched. I haven't seen or heard what like much about this game, but it looked pretty interesting. It was kind of like a like dialogue, not dating sim, but like that style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing little mini games and talking. Looks interesting. Jafar in a suit, freaky. Don't like his weirdly shaped neck head.
Yeah.
He needs the hat.
The T still doesn't look good.
Yeah, true. But that's that. I don't have anything else to say about that. How about this one though? This next one.
And
What do you think?
speaking of this next one,
Yeah.
Witchbrick is the next one coming on winter 2025.
Now, Witchbrook is from Chucklefish, and it looks to be like a Harry Potter little sim game. Harry Potter esque, not actually Harry Potter,
Yeah,
but you can you go to a little school. You can get a job to earn money to pay for school, and you learn spells and have a house and
fly on a broom.
and it's got like 4-player multiplayer, which is pretty hype.
It's, multiplayer is always nice, especially
Yeah.
in games like this.
So I don't know. I have high hopes for this one. I think this one looks really good. Pretty fun. How do you feel?
I feel like some people will really enjoy this,
But not you.
but probably not me.
Probably
I mean, I
not.
think I'd probably enjoy it well enough if I got it.
And then we got, I think this was part of montage mode. Speed run here. Eternal Life of Goldman. And you have a cane that you upgrade. And it's like a hand drawn platformer. Looks really pretty. Looks really good. Followed by Gradius Origins, and it's got Gradius 3 in it. So
That's all that matters.
this is a purchase from this guy right here. Gradius 3 is one of my childhood games. Love that game. Super fun.
Wait a second. It brings to life 6 legendary arcade classics and the all new Salamander 3. Was one of these games not a remake?
I guess not. Which one's Salamander 3?
I have no idea.
Also, I wanna know why. So did you see how many versions of each of the games there are?
At
Gradius 2
least
and Gradius
one.
3 look wildly similar.
Oh, look, they have invincible mode.
That's a Konami game. You could just use the Konami cheat code and
Japan old, Japan new, and Asia version. Japan AM show version. What does that even mean? What do all these mean?
who knows, man. But you know what I know is I'm playing all of them. I'm excited. And did that one have a release date?
August 7th, looks like.
Okay. Coming to Switch 2. There we go.
Is it?
No, but it'll be
Oh.
post Switch 2, and that's where I'll be.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Assuming it's compatible.
Yeah, true. Again, we'll talk about it. What's next?
Rift of the Necrodancer. Out now.
It is Rift of the Necrodancer. Are you picking this one up?
I mean, it does have a pretty sweet Celeste DLC crossover thing, so it does look like a lot of fun. But I will not commit to anything yet.
Yeah, I think this is one I'll pick up eventually. But I'm also not like crazy into rhythm games. So, not my style game, but I do like Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule. So,
Yeah.
and then we got Tamagotchi Plaza. And that one looks fun and cutesy, but not one I'm particularly interested in. I'm interested in the game that rhymes with Tamagotchi. And that's at the very end, it's Tomodachi.
Mm. And then they showed off a little more Pokemon Legends ZA.
Now we know why it's called ZA.
Because you got to work your rank from Z to A. It just feels like really lazy naming, if I'm honest.
Yeah. But looks cool. Nighttime, you get to
Pokemon battles.
You get to sneak up and beat up trainers from behind. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, totally legal sounding.
Yeah. Well, it is in this world, in this city. And then we've got Rhythm Heaven Groove. That's right, Rhythm Heaven coming back, coming to Nintendo Switch in 2026. And that kind of means that they're going to continue support for the Nintendo Switch into 2026. Wild. That they're not going all in on the next system, and instead they're like going to try and keep both, keep feet in both. Which is truly like the handhelds, like the 3DS and DS. They like upgraded but continue to support the old systems for much longer than they ever did for their home consoles.
Then, I mean, I guess they did show off virtual game cards. So that's a change to how they will be handling digital game sharing and whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm still on the fence on whether or not this is better than what it was previously. It's kind of convenient and nice.
Yeah,
But I feel
like
like
you kind of have to do similar things when first transferring it or something, and then they can just use it pretty conveniently. But then if you want it back, I guess, in that period, I'm not sure how any of that works.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see when it launches if it's good. That's going to be the primary thing for Switch 2, I assume.
Yeah.
Then we got the announcement of High on Life coming in May, which a little surprising. High on Life does look like a higher end graphically game wise. So I was surprised to see that one coming.
Yeah, probably won't look as good as on other systems.
Seems to be how it always goes with the Switch port. But then what?
So they showed Star Overdrive, where you race across an alien planet in a high-speed action adventure.
And that one looks really fun. Looks really good.
Yeah, you get to use a hoverboard and stuff.
And then, I mean, honest, I don't remember this one. I don't remember the Wandering Village or the next one, which was King of Meat. Do you remember these?
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that giant dinosaur-looking creature that has a village on it. That's about all I remember.
I don't remember either of these. And this next one, Luz Lagoon? What? Did I
Maybe
fall
these were in a
asleep?
montage.
I don't remember. Oh, they were in a montage? I was like, I don't remember this
Maybe?
at all.
I'm just guessing they might be.
But I do remember Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, because that one's been like in development for forever. That one's been shown in lots and lots of directs, and I think hasn't been getting, or just been getting delays. So, what else we got, Micah?
Good question. We got Saga Frontier 2 remastered out now.
I don't know much about this one. Wasn't my kind of game, you know. I'm just not like a turn-based RPG guy at the moment. But Monument Valley 1, 2, and 3 look pretty fun, and those are releasing here in just a couple weeks. It's like 1 and 2 are coming April 15th, and then the third one will come. That should be pretty sweet. Next up, we got Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots. I don't think this looks that good. This looks like
it looks like a golf game.
Yeah, I guess so. It just kind of looks like one of those bargain bin sport games. Is Everybody's Golf like a unknown series?
The classic, beloved, easy to start but difficult to master golf series.
Okay. And then we had Marvel's Cosmic Invasion, which actually looks really fun.
Looks pretty cool, yeah.
It's basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, but with Marvel characters. So like that,
you get to choose two characters that you can like swap between on the level.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So it's like a arcade battler using the Marvel versus Capcom like art style, and yeah, it looks really fun. I love these classic beat 'em up games. I will probably snag this one on a sale. And then we got the game I probably am most hyped for from this direct, and that is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, a sequel to Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, which I never got to play. I mean, I could buy it and play it, except I don't know where my 3DS is. It's my kids lost it and can't find it.
Classic, blaming it on the kids.
I'm sad. I'm sad that I haven't found it, but also I haven't had time to play anything on there anyways. But this looks so fun. It looks so goofy and silly. I love Mii's. That's like my favorite IP by Nintendo.
Personality around liking Mii's.
Yeah. Because everybody should love themselves a little bit, you know? Self-love is good. And I love me.
And unfortunately, that was coming out in 2026, though.
Yeah. What? I forgot again. Because my wife brought it up to me. I was like, oh, yeah, there's this game coming out that I was really excited for from the direct. And she looked it up and she's like, oh, it's coming in 2026. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And I already forgot again.
You're welcome.
That's so far away.
I'll always be here to crush your dreams.
That's so far away for no reason. Why is this game taking so long to come out? And why is it a Switch title if it's coming in 2026? I'm very confused.
I've been developing it for like 10 years.
If they started development directly after the last one.
Yeah. Probably been working on it the whole time.
Have you seen clips from Tomodachi Life?
I have not.
But you saw the trailer for this, so you know what we're getting into here, and that is just absolutely.
It was pretty wild.
Absolutely wacky shenanigans. I saw a clip on TikTok where Shaquille O'Neal, the Mii, was there with another me, and she was like, "I'm I have to tell you something, Shaq. I love you." And he was like, "Oh," and then it was like, "Wait." And another person comes up, "No, Shaq, I love you." "No, wait." And it did that like 4 times. Different people popping out of different places, like all confessing their love to Shaq. And then it like cut away. And it's like a crazy sitcom that you get to like just be the captain of. And if it's anything close to the comedy and ingenuity that was Metopia, and I know it's that and more, then I think we're in for a very fun time with this game. It's going to be very funny. I just need some of that in my life. I need something happy. Anywho, that's that. And then last bit of news. Hello, everyone. This is Miyamoto. I made an app, and it'll be a direct app. It's going to give you news directly to you every day. Micah, I forgot to download this app. I need to download it right now.
Excuse me?
Yeah. What is the news for today?
There's a bunch of things. There's
Okay.
the rotating view of Donkey Kong.
Oh, what? What?
I can't turn sideways. Look at that. Wow.
Whoa. New Donkey
You know,
Kong.
see yourself at the bottom of my phone too.
It's
Look at
me.
that. How long is this gonna go? Did they like pause this and you're able to just like pause and whenever you want to just spin your
Is it
camera?
just looping? What's going on?
I think it will end eventually. It first showed him running up and punching a rock. Oh, it broke. Bam, we're done.
That was some like Matrix level VFX right there.
They showed that there's new Nintendo music from F-Zero.
Basically, what
Metroid
we learned.
Stories Part 1. I haven't looked at today's yet. Wow, look at this. That's pretty cool.
Basically, what we learned is that we need to restart our daily uploads of Nintendo Pals. Remember when we did daily uploads?
I think we could just take a screenshot of this and upload that instead.
I think that's theft. I think that might be plagiarism. I'm not really
change a couple words here and there.
So yeah, I'll download that right now. Boom, boom, boom. Nintendo Today. Right? That's the one?
Yes, with an exclamation mark.
It's got a 3.7 out of 5 stars, which isn't very good. Maybe because people were really wanting Smash Bros. News. Anyways, that's that Direct. Micah, what are your thoughts overall on last week's Direct?
Wait a second. Yours said 3.7? Mine's like 4.5 on iPhone.
Yeah, I'm on Android.
Classic Android.
Does the app not work as good on Android?
Sounds like it.
You want here? I'll read you the reviews. Let's look at them.
Yeah, sure.
Very good app. Just a few minor bugs and other issues. It's basically just that was 4 stars. 3 stars. It's basically just an events calendar with some random descriptions of certain games and characters. Nothing the internet doesn't already have.
Yeah, I don't have to go into the internet though.
2 stars. Crashes every first time it opens. Always works on the second attempt. Okay. I'm only reading the bad reviews. There's so many good ones too.
This person said it essentially replaces the calendar app for them.
they're just like,
yeah, and there was no sound, so they gave it 4 stars. But then they're like, my bad. I had to take it off silent and turn the ring on.
And there's sound.
And there's sound, yeah. I mean, because most like apps and music and video things you play, you can have your phone on silent. It'll still play the sound,
Isn't this meant
but
to
this does
be
not.
1 star? Isn't this meant to be an app for all news on Nintendo? Why is it structured like a doom scrolling app? You have to scroll to the bottom and click on news to actually get coherent UI. Compared to the news app on the Switch, this is just confusing and infinitely more limited. Yeah, it is an interesting. I do think it is an interesting. Like, hey, let's make a calendar app, and that will be how we deliver news. But one of the first things they did was deliver news that the Zelda movie would be coming, which is March 26th of 2027.
This app is not providing anything beyond news. What's the point? I mean, that is the point. It delivers news.
Yeah, that's what it does. And tells you what day it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of what day it is, well, no, let's not switch over to the new direct. I want to hear your thoughts on overall on the direct. First
I
direct
thought it was
done.
all right. It did
All
have
right.
some Metroid Prime 4, so that was pretty good. But it also did not really show much.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I want, anyways. To be honest, I
I
don't know
feel
too much.
like 1 week later with the Switch 2 news and stuff, I'm looking back at this with more positivity. But after this, I was like, that was confusing. There's things coming in 2026 for Switch, not Switch 2. Why are we getting told about this? Also, I was like, okay, there's not a lot of first party Nintendo stuff. But I'm like, oh, they must be saving that. But I think we're about to find out that they aren't. There's not a ton of first party Nintendo stuff, but there is some. Everything in here was pretty high quality. The only one I could even remotely give grief was the golf game that looked so bland to me.
I think you're just a golf hater.
I like Mario Golf a lot.
As far as golfing games go, I think it looks
and Wii Sports.
Like it looked like golf.
Yeah. That's how I feel about that direct. It's like it was good, but not excellent.
Okay.
There wasn't something for everybody, I'd say.
I think the only thing I'm going to be picking up from this is
Metroid Prime 4.
Well, Metroid Prime 4, but I mean, I'll probably get Pokemon Legends, but I mean, I feel like we already knew about that.
Yeah.
We've heard about it so much, it doesn't.
I want Tamagotchi Life. I want Pokemon. I want Metroid Prime 4. I want that Marvel game. There was
Shadow Labyrinth, maybe.
Shadow Labyrinth, big maybe for me. Witchbrook was also a big maybe for me. I think that's everything that I was
so
like.
Only like
and Gradius.
Oh yeah. And that's like 7 games in one, apparently. So
yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Switch 2. Switch 2 Direct. Switch 2. The next Direct. Very funny. We will never hear the end of that.
Actually hilarious.
Alrighty. Switch 2 presentation, which both of us overslept for. Why? Because I thought it was at the same time.
To be fair, I woke up on time, and then I was like, Andrews hasn't texted me yet. Maybe he got busy with like family stuff going on or work.
Absolutely not true, because last week you texted me like, as you're like, you ready? I was like, oh shoot. I forgot. There's no.
Well, this
You
time
were
I
waiting
figured you
for me to
wouldn't do it
text.
again. Look at this alarm at 6:55.
I didn't know it was at 7.
I did think it was weird when you're like, "Hey, we gonna do it?" And I was like, "Ooh,
No,
okay, let
wait.
me
You said it
text."
for 6:55.
Yeah,
It was at 6.
yeah, Pacific time.
Oh, you're in Mountain. I forgot. I
That's
forgot.
right.
Oh, okay. So you did wake up on time. I woke up an hour. Yeah. Why is it a different time than the one from last week? They were like purposely trying to make people miss it.
Yeah.
I got
I
in.
like how you hopped in and you just see like the finale.
I did. Yeah.
One.
I
And I saw it
jumped
and I was
on.
like, wow, they're starting off really
So
strong.
yeah. I was like, I was like, oh, it must have started a little early because it was still like 5 minutes before it was supposed to start. In my mind, it's supposed to start.
Yeah.
And they're like, and it looked like they were already in. I was like, well, I'll just stick with it to go. And then they said, and this will be our last announcement. And I was
The
like,
one and only.
what? What? This will be our last. They said this will be our last announcement from third party or from our third party
So you
partners.
saw that one. Yeah. When I hopped in, it was just the last announcement.
Yeah. So I saw the last 2
I
announcements.
don't want to spoil it yet.
But let's go through this announcement by announcement because this was insane. Kicking things off, we got the info on the new Mario Kart that we've been seeing teases of. And guess what? I don't think anyone predicted what this game was actually going to be. Open world Mario Kart.
Probably us at some point. You never know. You maybe said it.
I think we made a prediction about this.
But like,
years ago.
what could they do? Make it open world? How would that even work?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we've maybe said something like that.
We said it. I was like, oh, it would be kind of like Diddy Kong Racing. You know how it had the like worlds and you like go to the tracks from the worlds.
It has like that hub.
It has like that hub world. That was what I said they could do. This is far beyond what I thought even possible. And I don't know if anybody predicted this. Everybody was like, okay, it's a new Mario Kart with more Mario Karts than ever in the series.
Including a Moo. One of the Moo-Moos is a character you can be.
What?
It's grinding. It's on a motorcycle and it's grinding on telephone wires and does a backflip.
I did not see that. Do you think was it actually a Moo or was it like a costume? Because they showed in this trailer.
I don't know.
They showed in this trailer. Well, I see in the cover art, there's a freaking penguin on the far side riding a boat. I wonder.
Oh yeah, one of those penguins.
Maybe they're NPCs, like out in the world riding around.
Maybe that would be interesting. But then it also looks like you get burgers that change your costume.
You get costumes. Who knows? That's so cool. There's costumes. There's customizable carts. Tons of different characters. I mean,
that like beetle cart with like wings.
That's a Buzzy Beetle driving a cart.
Yeah, that was just like that. I was like, because they have a cart that looks like one of those, right? In older games.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Can you be a Buzzy Beetle?
I hope they have that cart and you can be the Buzzy Beetle.
In the Buzzy Beetle. Anyways,
they got a Goomba. Yeah, it's wild.
This game looks crazy and is going to pair really nicely with the feature that they announced alongside it. And that is, we finally figured out what the C button is. It's C for Discord. That's right. Nintendo's getting its own Discord. It's like a Nintendo. It's a Nintendo. The Nintendo voice chat. Remember how that was like a joke? Like, oh, Nintendo voice chat. They'll never add this. Yeah, it's there. Yeah,
it's real.
It's there.
I've seen lots of people like poo-pooing on it. They're like, oh, the streaming, like this is, we've already had this technology and streaming is like 10 frames. But
true.
Even on Discord, can you share 4 screens at once?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Oh, I've never done that.
You can like see multiple rooms.
I mean, you can see like multiple people, but if you like share a screen, you have more than one up at once. Seems like you would be able to, but I've never done it.
I think you can. I feel like I've done it, but maybe I haven't. But either way,
But
I
like
mean,
built in,
do you need to
that's pretty nice.
see like 4K resolution of your friend's gameplay while you're doing a chat with them? Uh,
Oh,
yeah, I think I think I think it's gonna run like buns. I do think that. I think it's there's no way it can be that good if that's what they're showing in the advertisements for it.
or maybe they're
So
just being really honest, and they limit the frames just to so it's not as hard
but
on processing.
we know Nintendo's like online features have always been
Subpar.
struggling. But
Maybe they've turned over a new leaf.
for what
They've
this is,
switched to the other side of the leaf.
though, I don't think it'll be bad. I think it'll be just fine. It'll service
Yeah.
the job. And some of the features and functionality that they did mention in it, they're basically trying to make couch co-op that you can do remotely. And I think that's a good venture. This is how we play games, Micah. Me and you play games like this all the time. We have the game, we're each playing the game, and we have a Discord call set up. And sometimes we will share screens so that you can see where other people are at and what they're doing. And this will just make that really easy to do. It'll be like built in. I
Yeah.
think that this is a good
It
feature.
makes it
Even
way
if
more
it
accessible for people,
doesn't
less tech
run the
savvy
best,
people.
yeah, I was gonna say, even if it doesn't run like the best, I still think Discord's probably gonna be a higher quality because Discord's been doing it longer. And that's all they do. This is the equivalent of the built-in headphones that you get with the product, and then you go and you could potentially buy the better ones. You know what I mean? It's like it will
Yeah.
service you just fine. This isn't going to be the highest end video calling service, but I don't think it needs to be to do what it's doing.
Yeah.
And it does come. They're selling separately a Switch 2 camera.
Oh yeah.
And I do wonder, does that have to be the Switch 2 camera, or can you use any webcam that's got a Lightning C, a USB-C port?
See, that's a pretty good question because it looks like it automatic. I don't know if it's part of the camera or if that's built in to the Switch 2. Like they can cut out the background.
Yeah, I think that has to be a software thing. It has to
Yeah.
be, because how would you do that with the
Like
camera's hardware?
yeah, I wasn't sure if there's some software in the camera device that they sell as well, just to take away so like the
So
Switch
that you
2 doesn't
can't
have
do
to
that?
take out processing
I do
itself.
wonder. I think that that'll be an interesting point to see, or if we're gonna see third party cameras become a thing where you can get like a nicer looking camera. I did see in the rumor mill that potentially there will be a headphone jack for the Pro
The Pro
controller.
controller will have a headphone jack. Yeah, there's
Um,
a rumor about that, but I'm fairly certain they confirmed that because I
okay.
hadn't even seen the rumor yet, and I had heard about that. Have
Um,
you seen the new Pro controller?
yeah,
Looks pretty nice.
it does.
I do like the white on the back, the top, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, when I was watching the thing live, Will, our friend Fedorable Will, was in the chat, and he said, "I kind of hope that the old Pro controllers work
Oh,
with
absolutely.
the new Switch, because I don't want to get the launch Pro controller. I want to wait till they release a special edition, because they will,
Mm,
right?
yeah, at some point
Inevitably."
for sure.
And so I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. If it's compatible, I probably won't buy a launch one.
Yeah,
I'll
my
save.
Pro controller works just fine.
I'll save for a special one. I already have a cool fancy one. My Zelda one. I like this one.
And I already have the cool base edition one.
I have that one too. But what else? What else is there to talk about? The game chat. Some games will we kind of mentioned this, but some games will cut out you as a person player and like insert you into the game, or
like
put
in
you.
Mario Party, so like people could see your reactions and whatnot, and you're like face next to your character.
Yeah, and I compared that to the Wii U. And
Oh yeah,
I remember in like Mario Chase and in some of those other games where you'd
you can
like
have
turn
that
the
camera
camera on.
on.
That was awesome. It was so fun. And it was way funny to be able to like see their face while they're doing the thing. So
You're
I
trying to
think
track their eyes, see which way they're going.
I think this will be a really fun feature, with the camera. Um
But that's just another thing to buy.
how about the game share? That seemed kind of
That
cool.
seemed cool. I
So
think that was just local, right?
yeah, you
Play games
play
locally.
games
Oh
together
yeah,
locally on multiple systems using just one game. This is basically DS download play with. So we could have it. This looks. The example they show is Mario 3D World. So
yeah. They
this.
say it will start with a free update to Clubhouse games, and then later come to other titles, including 3D Worlds, Odyssey, and Big Brain Academy, and more.
There you go. And each of you can play on your own screen. Yeah, yeah. Uh, that's pretty neat. I like that. The only issue is you need to have a bunch of systems, and I can't afford that many systems.
Yeah.
The price of 2 Switch 2s will be the same price as 4
Will it?
original Nintendo Switches.
The 3. Are you doing the math right? Original Switch is 300, right?
Yeah, I guess it's 300.
And
But
it depends. I mean, because if
okay,
you get,
or 5 Switch Lights.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy, the price hike, but we'll talk about that I guess towards the end because they didn't show that in the presentation.
yeah,
New console features. Let's talk about some of the other new console features because then they dove into that. It's confirmed. It's got a mouse. It's got mouse functionality. What was that? You like cut off there.
mouse functionality
You still got cut off.
and right.
Both. Okay, there you go.
Left and right.
Yes, left and right both have functionality. Yes, which they're going to be using in like a. I'm jumping down here. Drag and drive, which is like you play as
It's like wheelchair basketball.
wheelchair basketball. Yeah, and
It's
you
pretty cool.
wheel each. Yeah, it looks interesting. That looks interesting. We'll talk about it more though when we get down to it. What other new features did they show? I guess there's
USB-C on bottom and on top,
which we knew about.
so you can charge in handheld mode, and also so you can have a USB-C to use your camera with.
The Switch's thickness is the same. It's not any thinner, but it does display more pixels. It's an LCD screen, but it supports up to 120 frames per second.
It's pretty wild.
That's pretty fast. What else? Oh, when it's on TV, it could go up to 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dock actually boosts its performance like significantly.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be pretty nice, I think. Is it showing Metroid Prime with the mouse? I don't remember.
The mouse, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I'll play like that, but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely try it out. I think I'll probably stick with.
Said the sound is improved, the built-in mic for voice chat, which
Yeah, you
apparently
can like
works really good.
adjust the audio, like the treble, mid, and bass. I definitely knew those
3D
terms before I
surround
saw this.
sound.
Yeah, they really talked up the quality of the mic, even from far away.
Yeah.
And background noises
And they're
get
like
tuned out.
extremely durable kickstand. And then they show like a very
Basic looking
flimsy,
kickstand.
a very not durable looking kickstand. Like, I mean, it's more durable than the base Switch. That's for sure. But the OLED's pretty solid.
Comes with 256 gigabytes instead of 32
Yeah, which didn't
of
they say was
internal storage.
like some crazy amount higher than
Yeah, 8 times more than
yeah.
previous.
Which they kind of have to do because some of these games are going to be huge, I think.
Yeah. And with 4K support.
Yep. And they had this whole section, fan ventilation. Which
Yeah, to keep it cool.
keep it cool, which is good because the Switch currently doesn't have that, like, at all.
I mean, not in the dock. It's
No,
just in
like
the Switch
internally,
as a little
there's a
bit.
small one, yeah.
But I mean, since the dock will be giving off its own heat as it does something.
Yeah. They again showed the magnetic Joy-Con controllers and how those work a little bit, and then well, they work, but they showed a little bit of how they work.
How they work, yeah.
And the buttons are bigger overall on top, which is a good design change.
Sticks, the analog sticks also a little bigger, I think they said.
Yep. So overall, good, solid design choices, followed by what I would say is a not good marketing choice.
It was
So,
a choice.
Let's release. We're Nintendo, right? And we're like, we want people to know about the features of the Nintendo Switch 2. What if we make a game called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour? And it's like a little tech demo that will give you I mean, all they showed in this thing was the person walking up to different dialogue boxes to read.
They should a couple short mini game looking things.
Were those? Did they?
Yeah, one was like dodging asteroids or something.
Was that in this?
Pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was just they were like can tell you this. Okay, so there's some like little game type things to do in here too. But this is a paid game. You have to pay for this.
Yeah.
And I think that is absolutely bonkers. And Reggie is turning over in his grave. He's like, what?
But first he died.
He's still alive.
He died just so he could turn over in his grave.
This is crazy. Why would you make a Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour tiny little tech demo game and then charge money for it?
Yeah, it's a paid, and they don't say how much paid.
They don't. If this isn't $1, then
maybe they pay you.
This is the most bonkers marketing decision I have ever seen. Why would anyone spend money to buy a tech demo? Well, okay. Now that I think about it, that's like a lot of VR games.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also,
not just a mouse.
What about like Star
thing.
Citizen? It was like,
well, they got speed golf.
Just
did you forget that?
And that did look pretty cool.
Yeah, see, that's in the Welcome Tour.
I think that this is good.
I
You
assume.
you 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 have to agree with me here. This is crazy, right? Why isn't this a pack-in title?
I don't know. I mean, it looks really cool. The
Real
two mini
feature heavy.
games, the 2 to 3 mini
They
games they
probably
showed.
they probably should charge for this
I mean,
for
they
how
got
much.
maracas.
I know that a Nintendo executive, Nintendo internal, was like, our developers worked very hard on this, and
You can scrape
we
paint.
deserve to, like, they deserve to be paid for their efforts. It's like, yeah, they are being paid for their efforts with console sales. You'll sell more consoles by packing in a game. What are we doing,
Oh,
guys? If
the,
this and if
the
you're
HD
going
Rumble 2 parts are directly attached to the plastic on the back, though.
to sell something like this, then just don't make this. Like make something better. The, or don't name it the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It should be something else. It's like
Yeah,
they
it has 2 thumbs up. The clip of just the welcome tour. Oh, I guess this was like just I don't even know where I'm watching this. It only has like 200 views, I guess. But
I I think that this is a bonkers decision. If they just named it something else, it probably would have been received better. And don't market it like, if you want to see all the features of the Nintendo Switch 2, this is the place to start. Don't market it like that if you're not going to pack it in, because
yeah,
that
I
makes it seem like
feel like
here's
the marketing has to be really bad for this, and there's a lot more than it seems going on.
hopefully. I think this is just everybody 1-2 switch again. This is the
But
and
better.
they didn't call it everybody 1-2 switch because they're like, oh, that was not well received last time. So instead, let's call it the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Completely missing the point of why people didn't like everybody 1-2 switch. I don't think everybody hated 1-2 switch because of what it was. They hated it because they charged money for it. And it was a tech demo. It was tech demo software. Like that's bonkers. Not when in the last 2 systems prior to that, you launched Nintendo Switch Sports. Sorry, Nintendo Switch Sports, not Nintendo Switch Sports, Wii
Wii
Sports. My
Sports,
gosh, I'm getting so agitated. Wii Sports,
classic, incredible game. Everyone liked it.
and then Nintendo Land.
An even better
Freaking
game.
Nintendo Land, which has more content than many first party titles on the Wii U. And those were pack in titles. And then for Switch, they're like, no, you have to buy the pack. You have to buy the pack in title. And which I will add, by the way, has never gone on sale ever.
They know it won't
Is
help the sales.
they're sticking to their guns on that being a $60 package for 10, maybe, like, if you're feeling crazy, 10 hours of gameplay. It's bonkers. And everybody 1-2 switch is like $40, I think. So I don't know. It's this was a weird decision. I will not pick this up if it costs more than $5.
What if it costs $10, but everyone says it's the new Nintendo Land? What if people say it's better?
If people say it's the new Nintendo Land, I will cave. That's how you get me to get this game. Because I would pay $60 for Nintendo Land. I would pay $80 for Nintendo Land if that was a brand new thing. 100%. Anyways, I think that was bonkers. It does look cool though. Maybe that's why I'm so mad. It's because it's like, no, I just want that. I don't want to have to pay for it.
I mean, it looks like a pretty cool thing that also like doesn't feel like it took a lot of effort to make.
Well, especially with what they showed. Like that didn't look that worth money for. You want to hit us with our next news item here, Micah?
Yeah, they made the game cards extra cool They're red now,
Oh yeah,
and they're faster.
they look exactly the same, but they're red.
Yeah.
The Switch logo for the Switch 2 doesn't fit the top as well as for the Switch cartridges. So it's like the
Yeah.
logo with a Nintendo Switch, but they put it underneath for.
And it's the writing is so small.
Yeah, dude,
But
it's funny on the Mariners uniforms. You saw that right in the news,
oh yeah.
or they got that like a full
It's
sleeve
complementary colors though.
of the Nintendo Switch 2 logo. It's awesome. I was like, that's so bold. It's so funny. Hopefully the Mariners do better this year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Nintendo's what are they doing? They're just like, well, our team's doing bad, but we're selling Switches. Oh yeah, and in related note, the standard micro SD cards won't work on Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Micro
means
SD
exactly.
Express cards are required.
Okay, so it's like a new thing.
Apparently.
Lame, but maybe it's to help with increasing speeds of games and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Switch to Pro controller. We kind of already talked about. Something else to highlight is that it will have programmable buttons on
bumpers.
the back stick things. Yeah, back handles, the grip button, and it will also have the C button.
That's probably what the G stands for. Grip L, GL, and GR.
Oh my gosh, I'm a genius.
And there's also a headphone jack at the bottom.
Okay, that is confirmed then. What else?
I think that's it. Pro controller that they showed.
Then next up, they broke it down. They're like, there are going to be 3 types of games on this that you can play on Switch 2. One is compatible Switch games. 2 is Switch 2 exclusive games. And 3 is Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. So these are enhanced games from the Nintendo Switch for Switch 2. These beefed up versions, I'll just read the article here. These beefed up versions will boast features like improved visuals, unique Switch 2 specific controls, and more. They showed off most with this Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah, it seems to be adding quite a bit.
It seems like they're adding a full-fledged new modes with Jamboree TV, which look like they utilize the new camera. And new mini games that utilize the mouse controls and more. There was a lot. Super Mario Party Jamboree was already like the best Mario Party game by far. And now it's just getting even more features and more mini games. I'm hyped.
Hopefully the upgrade pack isn't too expensive for this one. But it does seem to add a lot.
Because what we learned is that these upgrades are not free if you already have the game. You have to pay for the enhanced something.
At least for most of them, you have to pay.
And
for some of them, seems like, that's fair. The enhanced version of this adds a lot. Like, it's essentially, like, they call it...
It's essentially DLC.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of them will be included with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack membership.
Yeah, which I think the only ones they mentioned were Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for that, though.
The only ones that matter, bro. Because guess what? Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are getting enhanced editions where they're going to run smoother and look better graphically and add like a freaking app that you could use as Google Maps in the game.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like it even has an AI and everything. It's like, go north. I was like, I feel like that's just straight up my GPS telling me what to do.
But really, what I was excited about here, were you here when I reacted to this? Because they added in a feature
I don't
just
think so.
for me, and that is make a thing with auto build, and you can send that
Oh,
via the
share it.
app to somebody else, and they can build the exact same thing. So we want to do a challenge, right? Like Korok Golf. I can build the golf thing and then just send it to you, and we can have the exact same thing. Like this will make doing challenge runs and multiplayer type things with other people so much easier. It's just going to be for me. Like I don't know why anyone else would ever need to do that other than to like, oh, this looks like a cool build. Maybe people will share builds online and you could just like take their build and do it.
Yeah.
That'll be handy and cool. I have wanted something like this for a long while where I can just like take other people's builds and do them myself. um yeah. So I'm stoked for that feature in particular. And it's like so perfect for my content as a content creator doing Zelda challenge runs. So thank you, Nintendo, for making something just for me. And it will be free for me because I already have the expansion pack. You have it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually going to be worth quite a bit here when this launches because there's news for that.
I like that news.
So we got Super Mario Party Jamboree, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Metroid Prime 4, and Pokemon Legends Z-A. No, they did not fix Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in any way.
No.
I
But
doubt they're going
Forgotten
to.
Lands, they kind of gave the 3D world treatment. Bowser's Fury, they added more. I can't even remember what they called it now.
I don't either. But my kids were stoked. They were very excited for that because they love that game. So there we go. We talked a little bit about Dragon Drive. I think the game looks really cool. But it looked pretty bare bones with what they showed. They only showed like basically one court. Like there wasn't a variety of courses. It looked like, and not a lot of customization to the characters.
Feels like a not full price kind of a game, at least with what they showed. So hopefully,
yeah, it seems light. So I don't know. Is this a Nintendo first party title? I also was like, this gives major ARMS vibes in that.
Yeah,
it's like
it utilizes the functionality of.
Yes, it's specifically to show off functionality of the hardware. They should have just called it ARMS 2. And just had this characters all be ARMS characters, but they're in wheelchairs now. They work their arms out so hard that they just play basketball like this.
They don't need their legs.
Yeah. Anyway, that it does look fun.
Yeah.
I will watch for it before I decide if I want to buy it or not.
Yeah. And this next one, you were right. I didn't believe.
I didn't either. I really didn't. I was like, that was such a shot in the freaking dark that Elden Ring of all games would come to the Switch.
And not just Elden Ring, but Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, which includes Shadow of the Erdtree and torrent appearance customization features, apparently.
What? I didn't realize that. It's coming with the DLC?
Yeah, that's what this says. I didn't realize that either, but according to this article,
I might have to get this, man. I might have to get this. Dude, what will sell me on this, though, is if they throw in some, like, Zelda stuff. Like they did with Skyrim.
You can make Torrent look like Epona.
Yeah, or you get the Master Sword and the hero's armor. I would just be like, I'm sold. I'm playing through the whole game again. But I kind of doubt it. You know what would be cool? When they did that Ganondorf skin in...
What was it? Was was it Monster Hunter or
No,
was that a different one? What am I thinking of?
Diablo 3. That is what it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be cool. That would fit into the vibe and aesthetic to have like a Ganondorf themed something. I mean, Ganondorf with the red hair. I mean, basically one of the shard bearer people. They all had red hair.
There was a lot of red hair.
It does look like it's graphically toned down, but to the level of like a PS4. So still very much playable.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks good.
Yep. Then we got Hades 2, which I wasn't at all surprised to see. I was like, oh yeah, Hades 2 is coming. I forgot about that. I mean, I'm hyped and excited for it, but this was not like a whoa, it's here. We're getting Hades 2. I mean, this was going to come to Switch if Switch 2 wasn't a thing. This was just going to come to that. It's not a crazy game graphically. What else? This is where they turn up the heat, and it's just like third party,
but a
like
few,
mega drop.
Speaking of crazy games, Street Fighter 6. That might be a crazy game. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's the latest of the Street Fighter series, and it looks pretty.
Has a few exclusive modes for the Switch too.
Yep. Ryu looks like he grew a crazy beard, so that's pretty neat. Good for him. Daemon X Machina getting a sequel, which
Panic Scion.
I am surprised by. I didn't think the game did that great. And this looks less like you're fighting in giant mechs and more like you're just in a little mech suit. It's more like little armor than giant mech fighting.
Yeah.
Followed by Split Fiction. And Micah, maybe we need to get this and do like a stream playthrough of this together.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Everybody says this game is really, really good, and I think you only need to buy one copy. The other person
would be extra cool.
The other person just buys like a download pack for it.
Look at that. Remotely with Friends Pass, cross-platform play. As long as one of you owns the game, both of you can play.
Perfect. That's exactly what I said. That looks fun. That one's on my so far. I've everything's been like, oh, I want this. Except for Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome to her. I may be not getting that in protest. And then EA Sports. FC plus Madden NFL. And I was like, I don't care. Who does?
Moving on.
EA games? EA Sports games? Even more. That's how I feel about those.
But then they showed Hogwarts Legacy, so maybe we'll just have to get that again.
Oh, yeah. And they announced it like, we're so excited to say that Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Switch 2. As if it isn't on Switch.
A Switch 2 launch title.
Yeah. Like they're talking about it like it isn't on the Switch. And I was like, guys, you did release this game on Switch. And I don't think this is like one of those ones where you can buy the enhanced version of the game. You have to just buy it again.
Does seem weird.
The Switch 2. But if you haven't played it yet, Switch 2 is going to be a great place to play it because it does look like it runs infinitely better.
A lot better.
Infinitely better than the Switch. I played through all of the base game up to like the original quest, but there's like a full other set of things to do after that I didn't get to. But I mean, I played like 40, 50 hours of it. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's a great game. So if you like Harry Potter, you like open world games, Good story. It's fun. It's a good one.
Speaking of liking Harry Potter, they got Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Harry Potter, you also like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's just the same vibes entirely, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they jumped off of a bridge and landed in SpongeBob World. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You've piqued my interest.
No,
But then it cut. Like it was like a few moments later. And then it like shows them in the and then it just cuts back to the title. And I'm like, oh, you're not gonna show any of that? It's just gonna be like, guess what? That was a little tease of the SpongeBob. And then we saw the goofiest game that's trying to take itself seriously. I love it. I love the vibes of Hitman World of Assassin. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition, where Agent 47 threw a banana peel on the ground and then hid behind a bush to take someone out. That is cinema right there. Why was I always thought that this was like a serious game, but no, it looks very goofy and over the top, and I kind of like it. So I may have to check that one out.
Yep. Apparently we already knew this because there was a teaser 4 years ago, but Project 007 that they are also developing is a thing still.
Yeah, and it's still just a teaser. They didn't show anything.
Yeah, I don't think they have any sort of date or anything.
Bravely Default, Flying Fairy HD remaster. I'm not particularly interested in the Bravely Default series, but this is cool for fans of the series.
Yakuza 0 director's cut.
Now I've
heard things.
I've been interested in the Yakuza games because they just look so goofy.
Wild. There's like always a meme like I'll never skip a cutscene again when it starts off like super serious, and then suddenly it just cuts to like it's a DDR looking thing, and you're like, what?
Yakuza is the kind of game that like your character is dancing in the disco with like the goofiest cartoony world to then very serious gang fighting scenes. It just looks so it looks like a roller coaster. It looks like a roller coaster emotionally and gameplay wise.
Yeah, this comes with the never before seen cutscenes apparently, and also a red light raid online 4-player online mode. Why did they say online twice? With up to 60 unlockable characters. I don't really know what red light raid means, but it sounds cool because you can do it with 4 people.
Yeah.
And an English voiceover, apparently that wasn't a thing.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay, well, cool. If this has multiplayer, 4-player online co-op, maybe we should get this one too. We'll play this one together. Let's play some Yakuza. When does this one? This one comes out. This is a launch. This is a launch title.
Launch.
What are we playing day one? We'll figure that out when we get to the end here.
I mean, Mario Kart.
Well, Mario Kart probably will.
Yeah.
What am I even talking about? Then we got Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, and this is at the point in time where I said in anguish to the chat, I really wish I liked Warriors games.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Because they're eating so good. If you like Warriors games and you like Zelda, you've had the best time. You get, who'd have thought that this game, that Hyrule Warriors, would get 4 titles? One was re-released twice, but then you got Age of Calamity and now Age of Imprisonment. And these games look really cool and really hype.
I really want to know the story of this game, but I don't necessarily feel the need to play it.
When this game launches, I'm gonna sit and watch the 3 hours of cutscenes from this game.
Yeah.
But I don't care for the gameplay at all. And I've given it lots of tries.
I think it's fun enough, but generally
not fun enough for how long the game is for me to invest that much time into it. So I wish I could get into it and enjoy it, but I don't want to try and force myself to like something that is not fun
Yeah,
for me, you know?
especially when you got a bunch of other games you'll have to be buying.
Exactly. So yeah, I'll be watching the cutscenes for this one though because I want to see the story. And also, this is going to be a Hyrule Warriors game, and Link isn't going to be in it.
That's theoretically true.
I mean, he could be. They could somehow
Or this,
find a way
yeah.
to
I feel like
throw
they
him in.
gotta somehow have a way, but
How?
I mean,
This is the war. It would. I mean, they did break the timeline. Spoilers for Age of Calamity. They did break the timeline in that game, and basically undo the effects of Age of Calamity. But like,
I mean, they might not have him in the storyline stuff, but I feel like they gotta at least have him as a character you can unlock to like play as or something. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe they just don't at all.
dude, Dark Link. They bring in Dark Link as
See, that could work.
like an evil. Oh yeah, that could work. That could work. Anyways, that game looks really. It looks really good. It looks really good. Not for me. So yeah, excited about that. What about what was next? You logged off of the stream. You were there watching with me. You're like, okay, I gotta bail, and it was like right before this. I was like, are you kidding that you left? And then this gets announced.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Actually,
What do we get, Micah? What's happening?
Nintendo Switch Online GameCube games,
Yes,
which
Nintendo Switch Online GameCube games.
sparse at launch. It looks like where it's
I
just Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. But there's a few more coming.
did not expect this at all. This was
Why
so.
didn't it release Wind Waker again?
Yeah, exactly. It was
this-
like, oh, well, now we know why they've been holding off on releasing Wind Waker HD, and I suspect that Twilight Princess will get this same, will be on this same service.
They didn't show it.
Yeah,
'Cause they did show Luigi's Mansion would be coming, and I think Mario Sunshine. So I was pretty happy about both of those.
well, you can't buy Mario Sunshine anymore. Mario 3D All Stars gone forever.
Limited time.
Ugh. Yeah. And guess what? The Nintendo GameCube controller lives for yet another console generation.
It'll live forever.
It will never die. We will be in the year 3035, and the GameCube controller will still be being released for new gaming systems. It'll be full-fledged. You're in VR, you're plugged in, and they'll still have GameCube controllers, because if there's anything that doesn't die, it's this. I'm shocked, but this does look cool. I want the controller. I'll tell you that. I want to get it. It's exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online members. Micah, do we need to fly to Japan? Not to Japan, to New York, so we can buy this. That's how I got my last two.
I feel like you could probably order them online.
Yeah,
just saying.
It's not the same as having to like show proof. Remember that? You had to show proof, because I couldn't log in. You're like, yeah, I'm a Nintendo Switch Online member. They wouldn't sell it to me in store. They had them in store, and they're like, you have to have a membership. What? Really? And I had the membership. I just couldn't log in to prove it. It's like, look I'm spending like $500 in this store.
Just let me spend more.
Just let me spend more money. Anyways, yeah, this is pretty hype. Although I will say, this is kind of a bummer that they didn't release the HD version of Wind Waker, and that this probably means they're not going to.
Yeah.
On the one hand, that is a bummer, because I think the HD version is probably better than.
It'd be really convenient if they included like quality of life improvements version somehow, but I mean, it doesn't seem too likely.
They did say they would be enhanced graphically, so who knows what any of that means, but it's cool. Yeah.
Not that everything in this direct
But
isn't like super important, but I got to build kinda soon, so we should just go to the good stuff.
okay, let's yeah, you gotta go. I will say I'm excited for Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. I don't know, is this a paid thing or are these still free? Deltarune 1 and 2 are
That's
free.
a good question. It
I
doesn't
don't know. I
mention
mean,
a price, so
Toby Fox, I want to give you money. Just like charge money for these things, okay? You deserve it, man.
available launch day is all it says. Yeah, probably free, I guess.
Borderlands 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, pretty cool.
Um it shows Civilization 7. Does it show a Fortnite picture for you?
It's the Fortnite. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I
couple of
love
these
that.
images are mixed up. Who knows?
So
Maybe with the
okay,
improved graphics, I might play Fortnite again at some point.
that's what I was saying. I like, please tell me they actually improve the game for Switch.
Because it ran horrible on Switch,
It's
especially by the
it's
end.
gotten to the point where it's like it is just straight unplayable on Switch. Civilization, by the way, I think will be better with the mouse controls. I think that's
Oh yeah,
a
true.
good addition. Don't care about 2K games.
WWE and
Survival
NBA.
Kids
Eh.
looks kind of fun and cool. Probably not one I'm picking up. Pass. But then
But it does seem it could be good.
it could be.
Your kids might love it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. But then they did throw out a game
Oh,
that is
this
a
is
must. That
coming.
is, I said this is day one buy for me. I
Oh, absolutely.
Enter the Gungeon 2. And just like I saw the bullets and stuff, I was like, oh yes. I knew right away what it was. And then the little bullet guys showed up. I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
About to be sacrificed on the altar.
I'm getting too excited. I'm getting a coughing fit here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still like top down, but it's all 3D now.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
And
Star Seeker.
unfortunately, I believe that's coming out in 2026, though.
Yeah.
So sad.
Well, it doesn't have a date, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't see a date here, but when I tried to look up to find a date, I found like several articles that said 2026. But yeah, I was like, I don't think it does say November.
That's a day
so
one. It's
who
a day
knows?
one though. I'm getting that one as soon as it launches.
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Seeker, I put in the same boat as Survival Kids. Looks really interesting and fun, but I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I'll have to wait to see more, hear more.
Yeah, I was like, is this like? Remember they had that like test game thing? I remember there were lots of
Yeah.
things involved. Like, it almost feels like, could it be for this? I don't even remember what happened in that. I wasn't a part of it, so I guess I shouldn't know anything about it.
Cyberpunk? I'm maybe. That's a maybe from me.
The Ultimate Edition.
Very cool to see that it's here. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think, is also a big maybe from me. I might pick this one up because everybody loves Final Fantasy VII, and if I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII, this is the one I'm going to play. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not going back to your PS1 cloud blocky turn-based battle. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
He hates taking turns.
Tsugami. I don't remember this. Path of the Goddess.
Yeah,
What was this one?
Kunitsugami, Path of the God. Yeah, I don't remember. Apparently, this one, if you already own the game, so it's.
Wait, was Hollow Knight
Came out
Silksong shown off? That wasn't
It
shown off.
was. It
It
was
was?
2025.
When did
Very
it?
shortly. Maybe.
Oh, was
5
it?
seconds.
It was in a montage or something.
was
I
in a
did not
montage.
see it. I
Yeah,
swear
and
I did not see it, and
actually
I
gave-
laughed.
It gave a
Okay.
release year.
All right, they did it. They're showing Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar again. They're like, hey, it's coming to Switch 2. Like, oh, okay. Good Night Universe,
Yeah,
2 Point
then the-
Museum.
Where you're like a baby with psychic powers, apparently. And things get kind of crazy at this point. What the? Coming soon. 2025, supposedly, maybe.
2 Point Museum looks interesting.
It's kind of like those old tycoon games. but a
Wild
museum
Hearts.
instead of a roller coaster.
Wild
theme
Hearts
park.
was the Monster Hunter thing, right?
Oh yeah, they showed this in like the montage, I think, as well.
It looked like
I
Monster.
didn't remember the name until you mentioned that. And I was like, oh yeah, now I remember because the guy like creates a box as something's attacking him and stuns it.
They showed Witchbrook again. Again, I do think this looks interesting. I might pick that one up. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S. Sure. Why not? I do love me some Puyo Puyo Tetris.
It was good. I remember we just played the demo version. This is all we needed.
Yep. Star Wars Outlaws. Not interested particularly, but it's
It is
cool that
cool
it's
that it's
coming.
coming. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of like big games coming
Yes.
to Switch too.
But notice the lack of first party. Not a lot of first party stuff. I'm really skipping down here because a lot of these are repeats from the last the last direct. Fortnite will be coming on the 5th of June. Wow.
Oh wow. Launch day.
Professor Layton, New World of Steam, which we already knew was coming. Human Fall Flat 2. Did we know that was coming? Or was that new?
So.
I was like, I swear I haven't seen that before. And that's a day one for me and you. It has to be. I mean, we can't not get this game. We had one of our most defining moments in all of gaming happen in this game together. So
with the lighthouse level,
unfortunately for us, we're locked in. Okay, so now we're getting to the end of the presentation here, and it shows. It cuts to black, and you start hearing that voice actor or the voice actress that is in Elden Ring and is doing all them Elden Ringy voice line thingies. And I'm like, oh, is this Bloodborne? Because I don't play FromSoft games. I don't know. And it starts showing the stuff from the trailer. And I'm like, this is Bloodborne, right? And then it goes, no, this is a new game exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, I was like, is this a remake of
for
like one of the older
Dusk Bloods? And I'm pumped for this. This looks awesome.
And it's multiplayer.
So, yep, we're buying that one. I'm getting that one. And then we finally learn what our boy Masahiro Sakurai is working on, and it is the game of our dreams. I am shocked. I'm shocked. This was genuinely a surprising drop.
Yeah, I'd hoped but never believed.
Kirby Air Riders, a sequel to Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, coming to Switch 2. And with the popularity having increased so much for Kirby, I think this game's going to do well. And they marketed it like a game from Masahiro Sakurai. They know that throwing his name behind this will sell this game. So I think that this is going to do well. I think it's going to do well.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out this year. They didn't really show much. So I feel like we'll get something at some point. Oh, which reminds me, I forgot, like, there will be a Mario Kart Direct on the 17th of April, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so we got another direct.
Not necessarily
coming
a direct, but they said there'd be more information.
And at the end of this week, we're getting a Treehouse presentation. So, I think that might be mid
next 2 days, I think. I think we get Treehouse next 2 days, I believe.
So we'll have to do another podcast over the weekend to talk about what comes out of the Treehouse. I'm gonna have that on in the background and like try and glean as much info as I can from that. And finally, the closing game. They show a bunch of like scenes, and I thought, oh, it's Odyssey 2. We're finally getting.
It's the next 3D Mario.
That's what I thought. It's the next 3D Mario game. Boy, was I wrong. It is Donkey Kong Bonanza, a 3D Donkey Kong game. The first one since Donkey Kong 64. And it looks amazing. It really does look like Mario Odyssey, but with Donkey Kong. And with the key new feature.
Just a little bit of Minecraft.
Key new feature in there being it's destructible worlds. Like like everything looks like Donkey Kong can punch like the ground. It breaks.
Yeah,
It's
at one point he punches the ground, rips up a rock out of it, and then starts swinging that around and breaking other rocks.
yeah. It looks really insane and cool. I'm very excited for it. The bosses look. It looked so Mario Odyssey. I think this is like Donkey Kong's resurgence into the gaming zeitgeist. Like he's this is it's comeback time. Donkey Kong getting
Yeah.
big again. But where is 3D Mario? Wait, it's like what's going
Yeah,
on
and
there?
there's still gotta be a 3D Mario pretty soon-ish, right? Or maybe like the
Maybe
usual
Donkey Kong's
3D
where they're
Mario team worked on this.
yeah, like they probably don't want to put those too close together because they will absorb each other's sales. But
Yeah.
that's the direct. I will say that this direct offered. I think this is the first direct in history to offer something for every type of gamer, every single person. Like that, I can confidently say there is something for everybody in this one. Like that. That's in even for Hollow Knight fans. Apparently, I didn't see
Yeah.
that one, so I thought, with the maybe the exception of Hollow Knight fans, but nope. Even for them, there was something for everybody here. I think that this was one of the best directs ever. Yeah, that's my S plus ranking for this one. It could have. I don't want to give it S plus. I'll give it S because there were some improvements
Yeah.
that could be made.
If it had the release date of Metroid Prime 4, then it would have been S plus.
Well, yeah, and I think there are some. I think for the launch of a new system, there's a surprising lack of Nintendo first party titles that are coming day one.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of true, but they do have a lot of
Also,
the upgrade pack games that include more to the base game.
yeah, it's also kind of par for the course for Nintendo system launches, right? Like the Switch didn't have a whole lot on launch day, but there was a lot that came in that first couple of years. So I think we'll
Yeah,
we'll have to wait to see how things
we don't want to
pan out.
overload too much, I think.
Right, how things pan out as we're coming up and over. I think the fact that we didn't see a Smash Bros. Anything, it's like okay, we're gonna see that in
Who knows?
within
Maybe
the
maybe they're
year.
done with Smash Bros.
No, they're not. And if they're gonna follow Mario Kart, are we getting Smash Bros. Open World next? Anyways, what are we
New
playing day
subspace
one?
emissary,
It's
but
Mario
open
Kart.
world.
Mario Kart World. That's what I'm playing day one. I'm so pumped. And I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. S rank, woohoo, yes. But, and I have a big but here.
You do. I don't know how true that is.
Money. Because we learned after this presentation, because you could go onto the Nintendo website and reserve interest in a game, and they'd email you for first dibs on the console when it goes live for orders. They're starting with two versions of the Switch. You can get just the Switch, or you can get a bundle that comes with Mario Kart World, a digital copy of Mario Kart World.
For sure, but yeah.
The base system is $449, and the bundle is $499. $500 for the system.
But
And we
only
also
paying
learned
$50 more for Mario Kart World is apparently a pretty good deal.
yes, because what is the price of games going to be now? They're upping
Well,
the price of all games.
all games, but hopefully Mario Kart's a little bit of an exception because that is $90 physical and $80 digital. While Donkey Kong Bonanza appears to be 70 digital, I believe, and it'll probably be 80 physical.
So they're charging more for the physical versions of games now. They're
Yeah, I mean, all the Donkey Kong ones it shows is that it's 70, like suggested MSRP, or I think that's what those letters are.
so
So yeah, but yeah,
the price of games $90 for a game. $100? That's at that point you're encroaching into just like it's not affordable. And so I look at this direct and I'm so excited for all these games coming, but also so worried because I'm like I can't afford all of these games that I want to play.
I mean, you only need one kidney.
Sell the other kidney. Um, and for me, I have a family, I have kids that want the system, and they're not going to want to. Well, I don't want to share a system with them because we'll all want to be playing at the same time, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I think we're going to end up buying 2 Switch 2 systems. And that right there's
will you get
$1,000.
but just one Mario Kart or 2 Mario Karts?
Well, hopefully you only need the one
Yeah,
and you can do the share play.
theoretically. So it's only
Hopefully.
$950.
But then if I want to get any of these games, you're tacking on an extra like $100.
Well, hopefully
$80.
70 if you're getting
Hopefully
like digital.
70. Well, I want to get physical. I am a physical game enjoyer. And I am sad that they have upped the price on that. But on top of that, the prices of everything are going up. The wrist straps, the Joy-Con are going up $10 or $20. The Pro controller is going to be $10 or $20 more expensive. And it's not so bad in those small amounts, but it adds up when you have a new system coming out and you need to get all new hardware plus all the new controllers plus new games.
It's like a carrying case, screen protector.
This is going to be so freaking expensive. And I'm quite bummed about all the price hikes. I am. I think the fact that they are charging for enhanced versions makes me feel sad. I was happy to learn that some of those.
I would like the Pokemon Legends. They're like it's frame rate increase and whatnot. I feel like that one should probably be another one of the free ones. I would think.
I also just look at
some of them
games.
include a lot.
I also just look at games and companies that don't do this. Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is a great example. Constant free updates. Never doing these paid DLC services. You get everything because their mentality is if we make our game better and we add in more features and functionality, it will sell more of the base game. And that's where their money is being made. Nintendo, it feels like with the new system, is trying to nickel and dime at every corner. And you see that when they don't include a pack-in title and they're charging for that. You see that when they're calling something an enhanced edition of a game, but they're not providing that for free. At least they didn't say that. If they had put that in the presentation, I would have been like, oh, okay. But I had to like find that out on my own that some of it would be covered in the expansion pack. The system itself is close to $200 more than the last system. It does look like it's offering a lot. Like it's not getting a value. Like it's priced fair, but it's really expensive.
It's probably maybe blame it on inflation going crazy.
Inflation plus we have like the recent like news with tariffs and like prices on electronics in general are supposedly going to be going up and up and up. And this may be preemptively pricing for that, you know? Or maybe it already is being put into effect.
Well, hopefully, it just doesn't get more
But I also
expensive.
saw I liked Solo's comment out on Discord. He was like, "I wonder how much is like tariffs and how much is they think they can get away with it." And yeah, I don't know. You don't know, and they don't tell you. They're not telling us that. Games have been $60 for a very long time.
For a really long time. Yeah.
And prior to that, they were $50 for a very long time. But back in the day, games were really, really expensive and priced wildly variably.
Like, yeah.
Star Wars for the Super Nintendo was $120.
Insane.
Insane. And so I I like to see the world where the price can stay about the same without having to, and the way that you make your money back on a game is by selling more copies. Because in theory, these companies are making a lot more money. Gaming is bigger than it's ever been. There are more people playing video games. There are more people with consoles and systems and ways to play these games. So more people own Switches than we use. And yet the prices for the games are the same. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I know, like, from an economic standpoint,
But these bigger games have to keep getting bigger and bigger, and
they
like it costs more to make.
they cost more to make.
Like, so
You have to pay your employees more to match with the rising inflation around the world. But also they're making more money already just from increased amount of sales. This isn't like they're producing. I kind of get it from a physical good standpoint, but even for that, this is a good that is so easily reproducible. Games, digital copies of games are nothing. They are nothing but data. You send that data from one place to another. And so to make an extra one of those costs Nintendo $0. Maybe a little bit of money for the sending it, right? But even that, I'm paying for it. I have to pay for internet so I can download it. It's like this isn't a supply and demand issue. This is not a supply and demand issue because there is infinite supply and there is demand. There is tons of demand. I think that this is an issue of, well, we want to make more money. And this is a way to make more money. How much can we push the line before people abandon these things? And I think a lot of these executives and high ups in companies, they don't even care, because if they push the envelope to make quick profits now, they get cushy paychecks and can exit and leave the company, and they don't have to deal with the repercussions of their company going under because they're pricing out other people. This is happening currently in the gaming industry with companies like EA, Blizzard, where they're doing bad practices to try and squeeze as much money as possible out of people, and then it, like, the CEOs don't have to. The companies crumble, but the CEOs that made all the money from that, not CEOs, but like the executives and top level producer type folks that made all the money from that, they're already gone. They've already got their money and they're out. I don't think Nintendo is quite this bad because they're an old company and they seem to be very like traditionally valued, but I'm worried. I'm worried that my hobby has just gotten too expensive for me, and that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. It's bad. The pricing on this is not good, but I even if it's fair, it still sucks. That's what I'm trying to say. How do you feel, Micah?
Yeah.
Give us your closing thoughts here on that, and then we can get out of here because I know you got to bail. So
Everything is real expensive. Real expensive.
yeah,
And I have not much money.
economic
Not just
reality
gaming in general, but everything is expensive.
I mean, I came into this presentation. I came out of it and I was like on top of the world, so hyped. And I still am in a lot of regards, but the economic reality of the situation, and this isn't just Nintendo, this is like just the
Yeah.
cost of living and just being a person right now is so expensive. It's so hard. And so it just sucks that, one of the one things that gives me joy in in this stressful world and life is
Adding a little
getting
bit of
to
stress
be
back.
is putting some of that stress in there. Yeah. And who do we blame? I don't know. I guess we're going to have ourselves to blame because we're going to keep buying it.
Yep.
And on that happy note, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts, though. Like, seriously, let us know your thoughts on the direct. What was your favorite announcement? What, if anything, is a day one purchase for you? How do you feel about the price increases? And who's ready for this? It's 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah,
It's
real
coming
soon.
very quickly. And we've got lots of news coming in between now and then, too. So stay tuned for our weekly podcast where we're going to talk about it all. And with that, I think we can close out the episode here. Micah, let me give a quick ad read from our sponsor. But before I do that, could you shout out where people can find us on the interwebs?
Patreon, Spotify, YouTube, and probably other places.
Probably other places. Oh, also, I forgot to ask for 5-star reviews. While I'm typing out this ad read, could you ask for 5-star?
Yeah, give us some 5-star reviews. It would be really cool. Yeah. Also,
Yes.
fight each other. Not just anarchy, but Apple versus Spotify and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Fight
I thought
with
you just wanted
5-star
people to fight
reviews.
in Smash Bros. Fight. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsor here. This episode of Nintendo Pals Podcast was brought to you by Chozo Express Galactic Repairs. Is your power suit low on energy? Got a busted Varia upgrade after an unexpected lava bath? We've all been there. Maybe your ship took one too many missiles shot during an unfortunate dogfight with space pirates? Don't panic. Chozo Express Galactic Repairs has got you covered. With state-of-the-art tech and ancient Chozo craftsmanship, their expert engineers can restore your gear in record time. No waiting around in save rooms required. From beam upgrades to morph ball tune-ups, we'll have you back to bounty hunting in no time. And for a limited time only, even every full suit repair comes with a free scan of a mysterious nearby artifact. Because you never know when you'll need to unlock a hidden temple. So don't let damage slow you down. Visit Chozo Express Galactic Repairs today, because even the galaxy's greatest bounty hunter needs a tune-up now and then.
Right on. Also,
Thank you
breaking
to this-
news. Apparently, you can use any compatible USB-C camera.
Oh!
I mean, who quite knows what compatible means, but it sounds like
am I going to be
there's a
hooking up my
chance.
my Canon
I was like, I gotta
DSLR camera?
It's like crazy high quality. Everyone else got these like pixelated.
Everybody's like, oh, these pixels, and I'm just like freaking absolutely crisp 4K. I'll still be
That is
like, it'll
good
still
to
be
know.
it'll still be like slideshow quality probably, but I'll just be like really crisp looking. Oh man.
Although I don't think I have a USB-C camera. So
I'm sure you
that's
can
fun.
get adapters though. I feel
Yeah.
like that has to be a thing. Anywho, thank you to Chozo Express Galactic Repairs for sponsoring, and be sure to leave us a 5-star review. Also, come check out Andros1 on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, where I am doing gaming challenges, Zelda gaming challenges, and more. And with that, I bid you all adieu. Peace out.